Hi smart people, my name is Karol and this is Ads Courses, a channel where I share with you the best digital marketing secrets and web analytics tricks. In this video, I will share with you 10 most common Google Ads display campaigns mistakes that I come across auditioning hundreds of accounts in recent years. I'm actually confident enough to say that you may be doing some of these mistakes on your campaigns right now, so stay tuned to learn some great tips from this video today. If you find my videos helpful and interesting, consider to hit the subscribe button now. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so the first mistake is to not use Google remarketing campaigns at all. When it comes to Google Display Network, remarketing campaigns actually usually have the best performance from all display network campaigns available. I say usually because there are some situations where actually remarketing cannot work for you as good. Remarketing campaigns simply give you the possibility to target users from your website that, for example, viewed a product or viewed a checkout page or didn't finish a purchase or even bought your products. And you can simply target these users using remarketing lists that you can create either in Google Ads interface or in Google Analytics remarketing lists. So simply you can create audiences in Google Ads interface. If you use the global site tag, you can create an audience which will include also users from last 30 days. So you don't have to wait for the lists to fill in. You can simply use them right away if you have enough traffic, of course. If you want to import audiences from Google Analytics, you will need to actually wait after you create the audience lists to fill in. And to add audience into your campaign, you simply go to your campaign, to the ad group, and in the audiences, here you can add audiences, ads targeting of course, and you have your website visitors imported from Google Analytics, for example. If you will create multiple audiences, you will see them all in here. So simply you should always use remarketing campaigns because from Google Display Network, they are most likely to perform the best. The second most common mistake is to not use responsive display ads at all. And a couple of years ago, you could only use the static or Flash or HTML5 banners. But right now, Google gives you the possibility to create responsive display ads within the Google Ads interface without any graphical tools or knowledge. The advantages of using responsive display ads is that they are very easy to create and very quick to create. So you don't have to hire a graphical designer or outsource it to a graphical designer. But the biggest advantage of using responsive display ads is that they have a great reach. Because if you would create a static or HTML5 banners, you would create maximum of 35 formats, right? I think it's 35 right now. So simply your ads would be able to generate impressions within these 35 formats in the display network. But if you create responsive display ads, they will automatically reformat into thousands of formats because Google Display Network right now have about 2,500 formats available, and responsive display ads actually cover all of that. So your reach is much higher with responsive display ads. And the creating process of responsive display ads is very easy. You simply create responsive display ad, and all you need to do is actually add images. So one is a rectangle, the second one is a square, and your logo. You add some texts. You could add a video on YouTube if you have. You add your business name, find your URL. When it comes to images, you can add your own, or you can view the the stock images that are available. Just type a word, and I will tell you that they improved the stock images that are in here greatly. You know, maybe a year ago, I wouldn't consider them high quality images, but right now they are, the same as the paid stock images that you can find on the web. So you can use them for free in here. You could upload your own. You can scan a website to generate images from your website, and the creating process is very simple and fast. Okay, so the third one is very easy. It's going full on mobile. A lot of people actually create GDN campaigns and they don't decrease bids on mobile. And for some businesses, that's okay, but a lot of campaigns will actually waste money on mobile. So in my opinion, you should, if you don't target mobile users, specifically, you should decrease mobile bids in GDN. And I would say by default, by minus 40% at the beginning. You can always increase it or decrease it even more, or even turn it off if it doesn't work for you, because mobile has this tendency to actually burn the budget in GDN. Okay, another one is no placement and context exclusions. And by that I mean that a lot of people actually don't analyze the placement report available in Google Ads, and they don't exclude any content. And I will show you right now where you can do this. Okay, so when it comes to content exclusions, you simply go to your campaign and to the settings section, and you expand these options in here, and here you have this content exclusions, and you can exclude specific content labels, sensitive content, content type that are inactive right now, like games or Gmob or mobile apps. And that's actually a shame, because usually I actually exclude these two the most. But if you don't want your ads to be shown on, for example, strategy and conflicts, sensitive social issues, you can exclude it right in here, so that your ads won't show next to the, for example, inappropriate content. And when it comes to placement exclusions, you simply go to the placements, and if your campaign is actually running and generating clicks, you simply go here where ads showed, and you will find domains and places, placements where your ads were shown and clicked, etc. So you can analyze this report and add as negatives, exclude certain placements that actually generate costs but don't generate conversions for you. As you could see in the content exclusions, we can't exclude games and mobile apps right now. But when it comes to games, I would simply recommend, if you don't want to target these users because these topics can actually burn out your budget, you could go to the topics and exclude games topic if you like, right? So you can do this in here, just select the ad group, and you need to go to the exclusions, of course, sorry for that, and add an exclusion for games right in here, and you can exclude games topics. Okay, another one is not using dynamic display ads. So if you're an e-commerce, it's actually a must-have. You need to run dynamic display ads. If you're having a remarketing campaigns or even broader campaigns, you should use dynamic display ads. And you simply do that by connecting your Google Merchant Center into your Google Ads. You need to have a product feed, of course, and you will be able to automatically create dynamic display ads. And dynamic display ads will simply show your products in your ads. For example, someone's visited a certain category, product category page, they will see these products in the ad. And usually they perform way better for e-commerce than regular ads. Another one is using expanded reach in remarketing. And I will show you what I mean by that, because this is somehow a little bit hidden in the Google Ads interface. You can see it when you actually create a campaign in the interface, but if you, for example, create it in Google Ads Editor, finding this later after the campaign is created is actually a little bit difficult. So to do this, you need to go to the ad group actually, and now into the audiences, for example, and here you have this option to edit your targeting, and here you select edit ad group targeting. And here you have these options, and if you expand this targeting expansion, you can see that sometimes in default these settings are set like this. So it will additionally expand your targeting method and add you reach. Sometimes it's good, but when you run a Google Ads remarketing campaign, you want to be sure that you're actually targeting your previous users, right? Because this is a remarketing campaign. You don't want to expand this reach. You can do it, but this is for a different campaign, for different targeting. And I will talk about this later in this video. But for remarketing campaigns, you want it to be turned off in here, because you only want to target your users of your website. Another one is not using similar audiences. So, like I said in the previous point, in the remarketing campaigns, you want this to be turned off, of course, because you don't want to expand your reach from remarketing. But what you want to do, actually, usually after launching remarketing campaign, the second one when it comes to performance is actually targeting a similar audiences. And similar audiences are simply generated automatically from your remarketing audiences that you created. So for example, if you create a converters remarketing audience, the system will automatically create an audience that is similar to your purchases or your converters, right? Based on the machine learning methods, of course. And usually they are performing better than the targeting method that you can actually use by hand with topics, keywords, interests, etc. So definitely you should try similar audiences after you launch remarketing campaign. But of course you should use it as a separate campaign. Don't add it to your remarketing ad group. Another one is not using custom intent targeting. And custom intent actually gives you the possibility to target users that previously searched for your keywords that you actually put in Google search, but you don't show your ad in search like normally, but you show it in the display network. So, for example, if you don't have the budget to compete for high competitive keywords, for keywords with very high CPC, because you don't have money for that, for example, you can still target these users that actually search for these keywords, but show the ad in the display network where the CPC is usually way smaller. Or another hot tip is to actually create a custom intent audience with keywords that simply are your competition keywords. So simply you can target your competitors' keywords, brand keywords, for example. And this is actually a great method. Okay, so another one is no capping settings. And capping is simply a limitation to impressions or clicks that you can set up within the campaign for your users. So for example, you don't always want your ads to be shown to the same users all the time, like for example 9 times a day, right? You want to limit your cappings. And you can do this in the campaign settings. In here, you simply expand this once again, and you have frequency capping in here. And you can let Google Ads optimize how often you want to show your ads, which is recommended only by the Google Ads interface. I wouldn't recommend to set this up. I would recommend to set up a limit by yourself, and it could be limit impressions for a whole campaign, ad group, or each ad. For example, for 1 a day, it could be also like 3 times a week. It depends on your own needs. A month. Sometimes we really want to actually limit a capping in here because, for example, you want to generate as high reach as possible. So if you want reach, you don't want your ads to be, seen by the same users, multiple times a day. In this case, you would want to add like a limit for 1 impression per campaign per day to the same users, and you will get a greater reach with these settings. Okay, and the last one is incorrect performance analysis and expectations. And by expectations, I mean a lot of people actually expect the same results from GDN campaigns as from standard search campaigns or PLA campaigns. And in most cases, it's actually impossible because display network actually works differently. It's on a completely different conversion path than the search campaigns, except for maybe remarketing campaigns. But if you actually want to target a more broad audiences, it will be users who actually don't search right now for your products or services. It will be most likely their first contact with your services, products, etc. So GDN actually builds the interests, and they will be stimulated to research more, to see your products, to see your offer, and they will convert maybe later on from different campaigns or different source. And that's why you should analyze this performance differently. You should analyze assisted conversions in Google Analytics. And to do this, you simply go to your Google Analytics account, into the conversions, multi-channel funnels, and assisted conversions in here. And if you want to only analyze Google Ads, you simply go to the Google Ads in here, and you select a conversion. And this is very important to actually select only one conversion here. So let's deselect these goals and only analyze the transactions, apply. And this is actually a merchandise demo, the Google demo account. So let's expand the dates. Okay, so we can see that there are some campaigns in here. I don't know what are they actually, but you can see that there were 7 assisted conversions from Google Ads in this period of time, and the assisted conversion value was this. So these campaigns generated this profit within 7 conversions that were assisted. And assisted is that they were not on the last click of the conversion, right? Someone clicked on the ad but didn't convert right away. Okay, they converted from the different traffic source. Now, honestly, are you making any of these mistakes in GDN campaigns? If you have any questions or want to share your ideas, you can do this in the comment section below. If you don't want to miss any of my other videos, simply subscribe. That's all for today. Bye.